In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to replace the rear suspension on your 2006 Honda Pilot. We'll be replacing our rear shocks, our rear spring, and our rear sway bar end link. To start, you'll need a 19mm or 3/4 socket to remove your tire. Set your lug nuts aside where you don't lose them. I'm personally going to sit on the wheel and tire. You can just set it aside. With this nut down here, make sure you remove the bolt that's holding this line. It's a 10mm, so that this is out of the way. You'll drop this, and then you can remove the spring. You also have to remove the sway bar end link in order to remove the spring. So we'll remove the sway bar end link, we'll remove rear arm, the spring, and then as well, the shock is only 2 bolts, top and bottom, and this will come right out. If you have rusty, real bad nuts on your end links, you could just cut from the back side, just cut the entire bolt off. That way the link comes off. Just make sure you don't cut the actual sway bar. Just cut the actual bar off and it'll be an easier install for the new part. It is a 17. Yours should be the same size. Again, it's just a top and a bottom, and this shock will come right off. There's one. And then if you're looking at the brake assembly, the rear assembly here, it's going to be on the bottom side and the front here. Right here. So if you have your nut, and you also have a washer. So 2 items. Set those to the side where you won't lose them. I'm going to put a flathead on it and hit it with a mallet. Gotta kind of wiggle it out of here. Just to kind of pry it. There we go. This one was being a little stubborn to come out. All of this is you just shimmy it out of there. It goes up like this. So you twist it forward or back. Sometimes it just drops right down. So that's it. For your rear sway bar end link, you need a 14 socket and a 15 wrench. The 15 wrench will be going on the back side, and the 14 socket will go on the nut itself. So you have to hold the wrench, and then you use the socket counterclockwise to loosen the bolt. My 14 is being very stubborn, and I'm already starting to cross thread it, if you would. But I have these special sockets. So I'll try to hit it with one of these. See if I can fit my ratchet in here. This brake line is in the way. I could remove the bracket just to move it over a bit, but let's see if I can get in here. So what I ended up doing is just pushing the brake line towards me a little bit. Not that much. So what I'll do here is just come down counterclockwise. See if I can get this out with one hand. Okay, I may need a little cheater bar. That's where this jack comes into play. All right, we're bringing out the big guns. We're just gonna cut the bolt. Remember to wear safety glasses. You don't want any metal shards in your eyes at all. Make sure they're actually covering your eyes too. Getting toasty in here. There we go. Sometimes you just have to cut it off. So that's what we had to do here. Let's see if the bottom looks like it might have to be cut off as well. So we'll go ahead and try that. All right, I got the arm off. Remember, take this line off. There's two 10mm bolts here on the front side near the caliper and under the sway bar end link. And then there's one by the exhaust, towards the exhaust over here. Take those two off. I put a bottle jack in the bottom just to hold it because it will, go flying down on you. So now that I have all this off, I can come down and then I can take this off. There we go. So we got it out. Had to cut it completely off. But sometimes that's what you have to do. So now we've taken off the shock end link, remove the bolt here. All we have to take off is the spring. So you push down and then out. And these gloves suck for mechanic work, by the way. I'm gonna use my steel toes. There we go. Then you have your plastic in here. It's all torn up. The wider side of the spring, the biggest surface area, goes facing down like this. This is the part number for the bottom. It's 52748S0X. For your new bump stop, this goes facing down, right? And then there's a 14mm bolt that attaches the bump stop to it. And you need a mini extension, about this length. I don't know, 6 inches maybe. And you put that in the bottom and you tighten it down. And that's all there is to the bump stop there. So let me go ahead and tighten it down a little bit. Again, the spring goes facing down. Might have to, if you have, you might have to use your feet or, you know, your other hand just to push this down out the way. Wrap this up. I forgot the new one. So the new shock is in there with the bump stop, the gasket up top, with the plastic gasket in the bottom. And then we're gonna go ahead and put the new end link. This is the part number X90717. 17 is for the passenger side, 16 is for the driver's side. I'm just using a actual jack. I can put the end link on the top now. I already have it threaded on the bottom. Bolt that in. Make sure that's tight. 14 socket with a 15 wrench on the back. Same for the top. Put your 10mm bolts back on. Just gonna get it started by hand. Don't snap it like I just did. You could put a zip tie here. That's probably what I'm gonna do. I mean, is a Honda even a Honda without zip ties? Honest question. I mean, I shouldn't have used impact on it. I know better. But, you know, sometimes I just want to get done with things. Now the only thing that's left is putting the shock. Okay, so for your shock, this part that shock goes into goes down to the compressing part, goes down, and then this is the top part. Let me put the bottom in first. Put the bottom in, your washer, bolt. Tighten it down, then you can take this off and let it kind of guide in there. Just be ready with this. I'm gonna have to pick it up a little bit because it's not reaching. There we go. Thread that through and hit it with the impact. That's tight. We have our new shock, our new spring, our new bump stop, and our new sway bar end link. We're missing a couple other parts to make this whole rear end suspension pretty much new. About 3 more parts and we'll be all set. But it's all set, good to go. Mount your tire back on, 19mm. Hope this video helped you out. Leave a comment.